Hi, I'm Cash, and welcome back to Cash Talks Football, where we break down all the goals scored in the Premier League. Using my over 20 plus years coaching experience on many different continents, I give you a different insight and some actual proper football analysis than just some fan ranting on YouTube. Now, we are going to cover a lot of Liverpool, obviously, because it was 5-0. It's really hard to talk about West Ham because I'm just so disappointed since their new managers come in. They should just be a much harder team to beat, which David Moyes set them up, to get them that European glory. And they're just sort of fading away as a team, which is kind of a shame in the Premier League. But here we are with Andy Robertson. Watch his touch here. This is a casual, I don't know. It's one of those things where you get an older player, you just assume that you're better than the other team, and I think that's what's slipping into a little bit of his play. And he forgets how hard he has to try every game, because otherwise you will make mistakes. And it's not just the mistake I'm going to talk about here. It's what actually comes from it and why West Ham need to score from this. Let's just look at this first little mistake here. The ball just pings off him ever so slightly, and then it's just lackadays. It's just, the pass is awful. He doesn't know where he's going and what he's doing. So obviously we're looking at this. We can see, well, that's kind of where the pass wants to go because the runner's dictating that's where the ball's going to go. And he doesn't. He just kind of half sort of scoops it, and now they're off to the races. But when you're provided an opportunity like this, if you're a team like West Ham and you're anywhere near, or those bottom level teams like Man United, anyone below 10th, when Liverpool give you an opportunity to score a goal on them, score the goal, and they just don't. So from that little breakaway, this is the opportunity that they get. Now, I do understand that the player slips, but you're just going like, you can't be in a situation where your footwear gives way. I don't know why he's slipping here. Look, these are the things that make or break a season. You go 1-0 up, Liverpool panic a bit, and the next thing you know, you might actually get a point or maybe even nick a win. But you know what? If you fall over in the box trying to score a goal because you've got inadequate footwear, you're trying to, it's just not good enough at this level. These are mistakes that you can't afford to have. Look, slip bump, completely miss hits. He just needs to be better. You cannot let that go because they're not going to give you another opportunity now, and that's your opportunity to get on the score sheet and really put the frighteners into them. It just doesn't happen. So here we are. We're looking at the ball coming across the middle of the field, getting played into Luis Diaz right here. Not good enough. Look, you can see the 1, 2, 3, whatever they're trying to do, and there's a gap. And Luis Diaz has found it. And look, this is the other thing, is playing for the next pass that isn't the pass. So, for instance, if you're worried about him passing to there and you're going to be pressuring that isn't what you need to be defending. You need to be defending where the ball is and where your team currently is. So that would be your position there. So when this ball comes in, you're in a situation where you can cut it out, defend the player or do something. Then if the ball gets moved on over to here, like you're expecting it to happen, then you can deal with that. A lot of modern football, especially in the Premier League, we think the ball's going to go there on that passing pattern, so therefore we're going to start moving in that direction, exposing the space in behind us and allowing plays like this to happen. So when this pass comes into Luis Diaz, boom, look, you can see he's completely and utterly on the wrong side of him. He's already running, thinking that the pass is going to go out wide, and Diaz is off, straight running at the back four. Now, from this situation, he does get lucky, but when you are super high on confidence and you're top of the league, top of the Champions League, everything seems to drop for you, no matter how lucky or bad, whatever you do. But when you're at the bottom, like West Ham are fighting and gritting away, every little thing that you do seems to go wrong for you. And that is exactly what happens here on this goal. Luis Diaz tries to poke the ball through, which honestly might be a bad option because this is a great option. Like that's a perfect option. Doesn't choose it. He's trying to, slot through the middle here. Bad little deflection, and it just drops to him. What are the chances? The first guy blocks it, the second guy knocks it, and it goes into his path. You can't write it. You can't make it up. But that's exactly what happens. And before you know it, West Ham, after missing that opportunity to really put Liverpool under it, end up giving Liverpool just a chance right inside of the box. And with their forward line, you can't give them half a chance, let alone something as easy as this. And he just puts it into the net box. Let's move on. This goal's a little bit hard to break down because of some of the skill at the end that Mo Salah does, just because you can't let it flow and let it play as much as you want to on YouTube. But this is just lazy from Alexi McAllister. This is a ball of, go and get that, lads, see what you can do with it. He just scoops it over the back four, bloof. Just go on, lads, off you go, see what you can do with it. And of course, they're all screaming for offside, and Salah ends up leaving it. for the on-running player from behind. And this is my problem with the West Ham players. You still play, because if they had just dealt with this instead of looking for the linesman to call offside, they would have dealt with this play and none of this would have happened. When the ball bounces and they clearly see Mo Salah runs away from it, so no intent of playing the ball, he can't be offside, all of a sudden these guys come running, flying in. Now they start panicking, because if they were defending, you know, like what you're supposed to do when you're a defender, they would have already gone the ball, already been at full pace, and they weren't. And that's the difference of mindset, of just making sure that you're always playing, always 100%, because that wins your games. Being lazy like this doesn't. Now, when Diaz plays the ball in here, there's an awful lot of work to do. So, I don't know, it's Mo Salah. Just when you think you've seen it all from the kiddie, he manages to show something extra. He really does. Here, he just touches the ball, little bit of a pirouette, manages to nutmeg this player somehow. Someone was talking years to me ago about Patrick Vieira, who was so unskillful but skillful on the ball. And he was trying to sort of explain it, where he doesn't look graceful when he's running with the ball, but he somehow seems to beat you in the tackle, and it just seems to go his way. And this goal reminds me of that conversation where Mo Salah just kind of trying to do nothing really, and just gets a bit lucky as it goes through the guy's legs, and he goes round him. He knows exactly what he's doing, because otherwise he wouldn't have made that run in, and he's off. And you're thinking, he's going to score, but instead he pokes the ball through someone else's legs for his teammate Gakpo to get the goal instead. Now, if he does go for goal there, I don't think he gets it the way the keepers come out and shut him. But to him have that awareness after nutmegging the one player, then nutmegging the second player because he can see the on-running keeper, it's just quality. And in the back of the net it goes. You get double points if you make sound effects. In the Premier League, it is a rule. If you don't know, look it up. There's not much to say about this goal. I was talking about it on my last Liverpool video, the commentary in this sort of, what was the word I was using? Just a casual way of greatness of Mo Salah. Just stops the ball and flicked it in the goal last week. He does exactly the same this week. He's just there on his own, which should be a crime. I mean, genuinely, you're playing a game and you're thinking, right, what I'm going to do is have one defender, sacrifice him to man-mark Mo Salah and not leave him on his own. Even when we've got the ball, you stand there. When we haven't got the ball, you stand there. When you've got it, no, you stand right there. You don't let him touch the ball for the entire game. That's your job. You know what? You've got a better chance winning if you man-mark Mo Salah for the entire game, unless if you leave him unmarked outside, just up by the 18-yard box every time that Liverpool's got the ball. So when it comes into him, it's really interesting. He just stops casually, just like last week, takes all the time in the world, and you all know where he's going. He's going top bins up here. Not this time. He's going down there. I think the keeper should have done better, but it's one of those things where you think Mo Salah's going to whip it into that top corner, and that's exactly what I would assume as well. He just does him a little bit with the eyes and just puts it into the bottom corner on the other side. Really well taken goal. Stands there, just going, reminds me a bit of the Cantona of like, yeah, of course I'm supposed to score that goal. I'm Mo Salah. And he does it well. Still doesn't get the plaudits that he deserves, this young man. Don't mind so much the West Ham setup here if they're not deciding to press the ball and they're holding their shape and they're letting Trent have the ball out here, because he can't score from out here, can he? There's no way Trent's going to have a shot and it's going to go into the goal from outside here. Can't happen, right? Now, on your first glance, or you're watching this real time, you probably think, oh, that keeper should have done better. It's a worldy strike, and it's actually not. I was seeing someone comment in one of my videos recently in a Newcastle game where someone scored a goal, Anthony Gordon, I think it was, and it's just an average Premier League goal from an average Premier League player. And they're thinking, oh, he's brilliant, or it's a brilliant strike. No, it's not. There's been thousands of brilliant strikes. Go watch Alan Shearer's goals or Thierry Henry's. The average in the Premier League is very, very below par nowadays, the actual quality strikes. So what people have done is elevated half-decent strikes or okay strikes and now saying that they're brilliant. They're not, just an okay strike. And here's another one. It's an okay strike from outside the box, but it takes a deflection, and that's what beats the keeper. Let's show you that. He rifles it straight at this poor kiddie's head, takes a little bit of dink, and completely wrong-foots the keeper. Is there power behind it? Yeah. To be fair, Trent needs to be doing this more often. He has the ability to take those strikes from outside the box, and a lot of the ones he does are nowhere near on target. So it's good to see him actually try to get a goal from the success of him actually keep shooting from outside the box. I'll say it once, I'll say it again. All football players do not shoot enough from outside the box. Good things happen when you put the ball on goal. Let's move it on, because there's a couple more Liverpool goals to go, I think. No, it's just the 1 goal left. You know me, not really paying attention to what I'm doing as normal. Right, so here's Mo Salah again picking it up. And he just gets to turn and run down the field with it. I want to skip forward, because I do want to play this little bit of skill that he has as he sort of turns and off he goes, running at the back 4. Now, here's the other thing I'm going to point out again. You've got 1, you've got 2, you've got 3 players. What does that mean, Cash? It means you can afford one of your players to go to the ball. One of them, because not every single one of you has to drop off. You can afford to go towards the ball. Does that mean that you're going to win it? No, but does it mean you're going to try to stop him doing something? Yes. Run towards the ball. Not everybody run away from it. You're on your halfway line. You can afford to bring him down or do something. And this is the bit of play I want to show you. And this again is just poor defending. Let me give you a clue. If you have a player running against a player stood still, the player running is going to beat the player stood still. And he's not running full pace. He's not running at a massive sprint. Now, that's different. If he's absolutely full flying and you stood still, his reactions are much slower and much more flighty. Any sort of thing he does, he's not going to be able to control the ball. But when he's just almost at jogging pace, a little bit faster than walking, and you're stood still, it enables him just to go past you like you're not there. You can't do that. You can't just stop in the middle of the field, especially against a Mo Salah. You're going to be made to look stupid. And he was. Let's move it forward. This is what I was talking about a second ago. Look, this player's just basically jogged from the halfway line all the way back to do absolutely nothing. Because, look, there's no one on the ball, right? So they're just giving him space to do what he wants. So he's going to beat you. Why is he going to beat you? Because there's another player with him. And you're too far away to play him offside, right? Too far away from the ball to play him offside. So, yeah, one of you has to go to the ball. I know that leaves you exposed, but you're exposed anyway. There's a point, in the game, 30 yards back when we were swinging at the halfway line, that you could have gone towards the ball, especially after he's done his little trick beating that one player. That's the opportunity for you to tackle. Why? Because he moves the ball a little bit out of his comfort zone where he's not in control of it, and the second defender can now try to nick in and win the ball. None of that happens though. So what he ends up doing, rolls it out to Diego Jota, who again, Jota is one of those players that you do and you don't want in your team. He's more injured than he isn't. But when he isn't injured, he's really good. And you know what he can do? He can find the back of the net. Half a chance and he'll score it. Quality finish. If that young man was fit, he'd be a much, much better striker. But he just keeps getting the injuries. Other than that, Liverpool go a couple of billion points clear in the Premier League. Goodness knows where Man City are. I think they're going to be fighting relegation if those charges come in along with Man United. And other than that, I'll see you next time on Cash Talks Football.